Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Belden. I'm the commercial underwriter at CID Insurance, and we're here today to talk about our How to Insure Educators, Trainers, and Instructors webinar. On our call today would be Sarah Benson and Katie Teraboli. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Katie. They are two presenters today from USLI, and they'll be giving us our presentation today. Also on the call is Jacob, our marketing coordinator. So we're just going to go over a couple logistics, and then I'm going to turn the webinar over to Katie and Sarah. So if you guys have not been on a webinar of ours before, I do want to let you know that you will be muted throughout the presentation. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat box, and we'll make sure to answer those throughout the presentation or at the end if we don't miss anything. And then at the end of the webinar, there will be a short survey. So we appreciate it if you guys could take that, give us any feedback that you have. If you have any additional questions, you can post those there as well. Just feel free to reach out. So I'm going to turn it over to Katie and Sarah and let them go.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and thanks to all of you who are taking some time out of your schedule to join us today. Our agenda for today is we are going to go over the opportunity associated with our specialty educators, trainers, and instructors product. We will dig into the product focus. We will go over the class distribution, product advantages, and then at the end, I will hand it back over to Katie, who will walk us through a quote demonstration. Here is just a visual. Sometimes I like visuals to look at, just showing some examples of the types of business that we would write under our specialty educators product. So why specialty educators and instructors? What is the opportunity? By 2026, it is projected that there's going to be around 330,000 personal trainers. Today in the US, there's more than 65,000 dance studios. There are more than 25,000 tutoring centers in the US, and tutoring center operations are just continuing to grow. These examples are just 3 of the 30 classes of business that we can consider under our specialty educators, trainers, and instructors product. The total opportunity is $29 billion in this industry. So what are specialty educators, trainers, and instructors? I think a lot of times you'll hear a type of business, maybe vacant buildings or fitness centers, and you know what that is. But what really is a specialty educator, trainer, and instructor? So this product at USLI is geared towards individuals and facilities that help re-educate children and adults by enhancing job skills, athletic skills, or expanding their interests or hobbies. This could include continuing education for individuals with professional licenses, such as teachers, real estate agents, and accountants. The reason that I use the term re-educate is because instruction is not meant to take the place of their formal education, such as a private or public school. It is okay if children are left unaccompanied, though, by their parent or guardian during their lesson or instruction. So examples might include going to art class or a dance lesson, or also getting tutored in math after school. Now that I've sort of shared what specialty educators, trainers, and instructors are, I also want to share what they are not. We are not looking to insure private or public elementary, junior, or senior high schools. We're not a market for colleges or universities. We are not a market for trade and vocational training, also known as industrial art schools, such as plumbing, electrical, auto mechanic, or other contractor type exposures. We are not a market for homeschools or any type of instruction that's really meant to be an extension of a homeschool program. We are not a market for childcare facilities under this product. USLI does have a separate childcare product, so if you do see that type of business, you can still send those submissions into CID for us to review for you. And we're also not a market for the traditional summer day camp with ineligible activities that are really unrelated. So we say traditional summer camps. As an example, my kids are going to a week-long soccer camp this summer. Soccer instruction is really sort of a specific skill that we can insure under this product. So we would be able to entertain someone providing like a soccer camp in the summer. But what we're not looking to insure is if they're taking field trips to amusement parks and the beach, or just really just kind of overall entertainment that's not focused on really a specific skill set, whether that's hobby or that re-education in nature.
And Sarah, real quick before you move on, I did want to say that just because it's not those types of schools and things are not something that USLI has a market for, us as CID, we do have some other carriers that can consider those types of risks as well. So if you have any of those, feel free to reach out to me and I can let you know if we can assist you with those ones as well.
Awesome. Yeah, no, Michelle, thank you so much for clarifying that for your agents. Broad appetite here. This screen here lists the 30 different classes that we can entertain under our specialty educators, trainers, and instructors product. We have them broken down really into 5 different categories, which might make it a little bit easier for you to remember. We're specifically looking at athletic training, educational training, again, that re-education, job training, hobby schools, and performing arts. Our rating basis, when you look at this type of business, rating can be based on either annual sales or the number of students. I will tell you USLI does rate on annual sales, but some of our competitors or other carriers do rate based on students. We do allow for certain off-premises field trips, depending on the nature of the field trip and what it is. We are a market for online exposures. This especially over the past 2 years with COVID and the pandemic, this was really a huge opportunity for us because especially when everything first shut down 2 years ago, you have all these different dance schools or personal trainers or tutors, and everything had to switch to an online virtual format. And we were able to continue helping these people have insurance to keep their operations going. As with pretty much all USLI products, we are a market for new ventures, and we are okay with centers that entertain certain special needs students as long as their sole focus is not on special needs. What coverages do we offer under our specialty educators, trainers, and instructors product? We provide general liability. Most classes we can offer abuse and molestation as well as professional liability. We offer hired and non-owned auto, property, equipment breakdown, excess and umbrella coverage, and also employee benefits liability coverage. So what is abuse and molestation coverage? You're maybe going to run into situations where the applicant has a contract with a school district or some other entity, and they're saying you have to have this coverage. So abuse and molestation is coverage for the insured's negligence because of any molestation or abuse to which this insurance applies. Molestation or abuse can mean sexual or physical injury or abuse of any person. Negligence is considered to be negligent hiring, negligent supervision, failure to protect, or failure to report. And in the definition of insured, this is going to include employees who are acting within the scope of their employment by you. There's no coverage for the accused perpetrator, even if they are falsely accused. And multiple acts are capped at one occurrence, and coverage is going to apply to those off-premises field trips as well. Certain civil and criminal defense cost reimbursement coverage. I think this is one of the best coverages that we are able to offer under our product, and I also feel like it's probably one of the most missed opportunities. So basically what's happening here is if you as the named insured are accused of molesting or abusing a child, there's no coverage provided under your policy because the policy is excluding illegal acts, which molestation and abuse are. But if you are later acquitted for that accusation of molesting or abusing a child, you're so relieved you were acquitted, you were found not guilty, but you still have these mounds and mounds of legal expenses that you have to pay for. So if you purchase this certain civil and criminal defense cost reimbursement coverage, you are going to be able to be reimbursed for those defense costs if you are acquitted and found not guilty of those charges of abuse and molestation. Under our most classes of business, we do also offer professional liability coverage. This is coverage for failure to render professional services, and coverage is provided up to general liability limits. If you're wondering, why do I need professional liability on these classes of business? I have an example right here up on the screen. A mother claims that the Learning Center failed to render professional services in tutoring her child for the SAT. He's now unable to get into the college he wanted to attend. The parents brought a lawsuit against the school for the cost to hire a special tutor and a refund of their money paid to the Learning Center. The claim was settled in the amount of $10,000. So again, that's just one example of why professional liability coverage would be important under these classes of business. Many product advantages with specialty educators, trainers, and instructors. Advantages include our ability to offer coverage on a wide variety of classes. No premises liability limitation is huge. I know I took dance for 13 years growing up, and we would have a recital. We would go to dance competitions at different locations, perform in festivals, parades, and with a US Life policy, that coverage is going to follow you wherever you go. We offer very competitive minimum premiums. We offer blanket additional insured coverage to protect the insured when they are at various locations. We do provide the option of purchasing medical expense coverage for students on most classes of business. This is a nice product advantage because it can really help negate the need to purchase a separate accident and health policy. We are able to consider short-term policies. Usually we're going to run into that with kind of going back to that summer soccer camp. You could purchase a 3-month policy for someone who's providing a summer sports camp. Professional liability included on most classes, and then abuse and molestation is available on most classes. And with that, I am going to hand this over to Katie to talk a little bit more about how you can go about getting a quote from us.
Thanks so much, Sarah. And thanks again, everyone, for being here. We're excited to talk through this. I'm going to go over the different ways that you can get some of these quotes that Sarah's talking about with USLI through CID. So the 3 ways you have options to do quotes. You can email your submissions in, your normal standard process, get it over to Michelle and the team, and they can direct you and get you a quote with the correct market. You're able to go online and quote as well. So you're able to go to cidinsurance.com. We'll also make sure that everyone gets a copy of this, so you'll be able to click right on there, and the links will be available for you there. Or you can call into that phone number that you see listed right on your screen there, that 877-969-7539. You call that number, and the phone is going to ring on USLI's instant quote underwriter's desk, and we're going to quote business to you directly on behalf of CID. So those are your 3 options. If we look here, what is instant phone quote? We like to say it's the quickest and easiest way to get a quote available. When you dial that number again, you'll see that a bunch of times. You're going to be connected to one of USLI's 60+ underwriters. I say plus because it just continues to grow, and we're adding new underwriters every day, but these underwriters are going to assist you directly. We're going to ask you the key rating and eligibility questions, typically 8 to 10 questions to generate a premium. If everything looks good, we're going to verbally present that premium to you, and then we are going to send you a copy of the quote with the pre-filled application. So everything that you answered over the phone, going to be pre-filled into an application and sent to you with the quote. If we can't quote the risk for you over the phone, this is a really important part. We can't quote something for you over the phone, whether it, if it just doesn't fit our appetite at all at USLI, or, we need more information, we're going to tell you that, and we're going to get you back over to CID, whether it be sending you the application we need you to fill out, or telling you that we are not a market for that, so we're going to get you back over to them to talk about the other markets they have available. Because again, as Michelle mentioned before, and Sarah, we are one of CID's many, many, many options. We're a great option, but we can't do everything for you as much as we want to. So we want to make it super simple to do business with CID, even if it's not with us. So we try to make it simple. Nope,
I was just going to say, these are some of our classes that we can do instant quotes on. So it's listed on there. That's most likely something that we can do as an instant quote. I do personally recommend brokers do the phone quote over the web quote, because there seems to be more issues and more incomplete quotes on the web quote side of things, because brokers tend to get confused and they don't know what they're doing. I say do the phone quote because you're talking to a live person. They can answer any questions you might have, be able to best direct you. So that's just my 2 cents about that.
I can't agree with you enough, and we're happy to talk to you. And the process is designed to be whatever you want it to be. So if you want a quote in 5 minutes or less, you can get it. You're not exactly sure what you need, and you've got a guy that does XYZ. All you do is call the number, and we'll walk you through it. I'm actually going to show you how this works right now. I'm going to call in to that number again on your screen, and we're going to go through a quick test quote. If you can go back for me, I'm going to leave this postcard up. Again, Michelle mentioned these are all the products that we can do over the phone for you. So bear with me 1 second while I grab an underwriter, and I'll be right back, and we'll do a quick test quote we'll do a personal trainer. So bear with me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Hello, this is Kyle. What product can I assist you with?
Kyle, it's Katie Taraborelli. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm actually doing a webinar for our friends at CID, and we wanted to do a quick test quote we're going to do a personal trainer.
Awesome. Yeah, we can definitely do that. What state is that going to be in?
We'll do California.
California. Awesome. Any losses or claims in the last 3 years?
No one ever has any of those.
Awesome. Are we looking for just a liability claim or property as well?
Let's just do, let's just do liability for test purposes.
Okay. Not a problem. What is your applicant's name?
Let's go with Test Katie.
Awesome. And location address?
We'll be really creative. We'll go with 123 Main Street. And zip code, let's do 92115.
Perfect. And then what liability limits are we looking for?
$1 million, $2 million would be good.
Awesome. And then what are the total annual receipts?
Let's say 100,000.
Awesome. Perfect. Do we need any additional insured or anything like that?
Is it possible to put a blanket additional insured on?
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
Do that.
Let me just generate this here for you. San Diego personal trainer. Alrighty, I do have a quote. Carrier is United States Liability Insurance Company on admitted paper, AM best rated A++ superior. Quoted on an annual term, also eligible for direct bill. We are rating for $1 million per occurrence, $2 million general aggregate. We threw that blanket additional insured on there as well, and then included in those limits are professional liability as well. The premium is $820.00.
Okay, awesome.
Perfect.
$820.00. It took me a minute. 0 cents. Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, everyone. Throw your thoughts in the chat comment. I know you see the chats on your screen. Let us know what you think there. But that's the process. So it's that simple, that easy. The personal trainer falls under our, our training schools. So it's that simple. But that's the process for everything that you see on this card. We might have more questions. We might have less questions. but that's the process every single time. The one thing that Kyle didn't ask me, because I'm a pro at doing test quotes, is what agency I'm with. They would ask you that. So when you call in, they're going to ask you for your agency name. If you're not in there, we'll get you in there. We'll set you up the first time, and then the next time when you call back, you'll be in the system. So you'll be all set to go. But that's how it works. That's simple.
It really, really is that simple, guys. And if you need a quote fast, we definitely recommend doing that, doing a phone quote or an instant quote if you want to do it on web. Like Katie said, it's totally up to your preference, but we do all pretty much recommend the phone quote because they can definitely answer any questions you might have. And, if I'm really busy at my desk right now and it's something that you could get a quote that easily, definitely do it. I do want to say about the instant quotes, our fees on those are $50. That's a flat fee. So if you were to send in a paper submission to me, the fee could be higher than that depending on what the premium may be or how many markets I had to go to or whatever the case may be that determines the fee that I would be charging. Also, we do offer 12.5% commission on those instant quotes. Some of the classes are eligible for 15%, but for the most part, 12.5%, which is higher than our standard. If you sent in a paper submission to me, our standard is generally 10% commission. So I do just want to put that out there for everybody. Just, another little advantage, a little plus for you guys are basically doing the work for us. So we're, giving you a little more points for that. So we appreciate that.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's another reason you can take advantage of it for sure. And then here, just again, to touch base on that instant quote, really that human interaction piece, whether you want to pick up the phone and talk to that expert, and they are experts. So Kyle, if I would have started to talk to Kyle about coverage, he would have been able to talk through it with me. So they are trained underwriters ready to answer your questions. The other piece of that human interaction is the web chat. So if you are online, you like to web quote, we are not going to convince you to pick up the phone. Again, totally fine, your preference. There's a chat button. That chat button links to the same group of people that answers the phone. So if you really prefer quoting online, you still have access to those experts. They're available the same hours of operation. So on the West Coast, they're available 4 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the West Coast, a full day of business. If you're crazy enough to quote at 4 a.m., we're there with you. And the chatters will be available as well. So if you, instead of submitting it in, if something submits online, you're not able to move forward and get a quote, you can click the chat button and those underwriters will be able to look at it for you in real time. So it's just as quick. It just really is your preference. And with that, I think I'm going to end up turning it back to Michelle. Make sure I'm not missing a slide. Yep, there you go. I will challenge everybody before I give it back to her to try it out. You just learned about our specialty training and education and all the good products that we have at USLI. Easy ways to get those quotes. If we can't do it, CID definitely has other markets for you. So I challenge you to give it a try. Have one of them on your desk. Call us or go online and let us know what you think. But with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Michelle.
All right. Thank you, Katie. And thank you, Sarah, so much, both of you guys, for presenting today. I just want to thank everybody for joining us as well. I do want to just say, feel free to check out our website at cidinsurance.com. You can find different tools on there, our applications, possible upcoming webinars we have. Pretty much, if we have it on our website, it's a good tool for you guys to use. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And that's also where, if you want to do a web quote, you will find the link to be able to do the web quote through USLA on our website. If you need to contact me, my information is on the screen, and then you guys are welcome to start sending in your submissions or calling the phone quote number or, doing a web quote. Whatever you guys is your preference, feel free to do that. So we really appreciate you guys being with us today. And if you could, again, take that survey at the end and let us know, give us any feedback. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.